Salzburg nil, Real Madrid 3. I think goes from Vinicius, Valverde, and that guy that is gradually trying to bench Rodrigo. Huh? You know that? You know that? That guy is trying to collect Rodrigo's space.
Rodrigo, are you sure it's Rodrigo? Yeah, I'm doing fine.
But let's start with the main talking points. It's not the win. The main talking point is not the win. It's the switch information. Switch information now. He played 3 at the back now.
Oh, so you know, so you notice that too.
He played 3 at the back. I was like, oh, Alonso has decided to go to what he knows how to do best. Yes, now.
Yeah.
From the first day Alonso arrived, I told you that we all know him for playing 3 at the back. Is he going to play 3 at the back at Real Madrid? And he decided to test his 3 at the back in your game against Salzburg. Well, what do you have to say about that? Will you say it's tactical, or you say Alonso is going back to what he knows how to do best?
No, I think he's just at this point in time. This like the third game Alonso is managing Madrid, so he's still on the experimenting stage with the team, and you see that so many of our players are not yet back from injury yet. As you can see, Asensio too was out injured. Was suspended for the game. So he had to. I think Rudiger wasn't even fully fit, but he had to use him for the match. Given that we needed that win to top the group, so he didn't want to gamble Jacobo Ramon for the defensive lineup. As you can see, he introduced him in the second half towards the ending of the game. Decided to change Rudiger. So, but to me, I think even in our last game, towards at some point in the game, the formation had to like switch from 4 at the back to 3 at the back. It wasn't just it wasn't.
That was your game against Pachuca.
Yes, even against Pachuca. You know, even though we had that red card incident, but he still kind of stuck to what he knows how to do best. But like I'm glad I wasn't the only person to have noticed how he switched immediately. The game started. He switched from 3 to 3 at the back, and again, there's this thing that's been going on about Arnold and Garcia.
Yeah,
Arnold is not good defensively. Garcia is not good defensively, and there is right and left backs respectively. So he had to. The only way that he can utilize them properly is to use them as wing backs, and that's what he did. With 3 at the back, you have the freedom of using them properly on the flanks, and that was what he did. So and again, immediately you switch to 3 at the back, you see that the formation turned to that kind of Inter Milan's formation where you have 3 and 5 midfielders and then 2 strikers up front. That was how the formation was. And it gave us all the flexibility, the pressing and everything.
And I think the Vinicius enjoyed that formation. That's just my opinion.
Exactly. I think he said it in his post-match interview that he's now currently enjoying playing at the center because playing at the left side.
But the season you guys won the Champions League, as Ancelotti played him and Rodrigo in the middle, and that was where Vinicius gave some kind of deadly performances like that in the middle.
It was that season that Bellingham was the attacking midfielder behind them now.
Yeah, that 4-4-2 diamond, right? Yes, 4-4-2 diamond.
Yes. So I think Alonso, just like I said earlier, Alonso is still on the experimenting stage, and gradually, this is just like the third game. Gradually, we're seeing how the players are picking up, bit by bit, are picking up, trying to pick up his tactics. There is somebody that people are not talking about in this last game, Courtois. Let me. I don't know if you noticed, if you've seen what he did in that game. Normally, Courtois is that kind of player that whenever there's pressure at the defensive line, the defenders tend to pass back to him, and you just bulldoze the ball out of the 18-yard box without any bearing, without any any specific target. But throughout the last game, if you've noticed that properly, you will see that every pass he has made was successful. I think, like, let me not say every, like, should I say over 80 or 90% of his passes were successful.
I didn't notice
Whether
that.
it's from, whether it's to
I
the
didn't put
left,
eyes
whether
on.
it's to the right, whether it's to the center. You say?
I said I didn't put eyes on Courtois. I didn't watch. I didn't notice that.
So it was one of the things that I noticed. And one of our TikTok discussions in our normal Madrid group discussion. One guy has there's this guy that has always been talking about that issue about Couture, who always bulldoze the ball into just clear the ball into the field without any target or something. But gradually, we are seeing Couture turning into that ball playing goalkeeper. They say ball playing center back. So him is gradually turning to that ball playing goalkeeper where he will kick the ball and you pick his and then he will play the ball too. But if I would say something about the match in general, like so many of our players really did well. Van Garcia, Dean Huijsen, now I don't even need to talk about the guy. Like I told you in the last video, like the guy is just too calm. I just like how the guy is just too calm. Whether he's under pressure,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. He's just too calm. He's just too calm. And what's this guy's name? I think even the SofaScore score rating, Rudiger was the person that was rated
Let's talk
lowest in that
about
team.
what a lot of people have been talking about online. Rodrigo not starting. There's this rumor that Rodrigo will leave Real Madrid.
Yeah, there is.
So
No, to me, I think there are some things that are happening behind the scene, which maybe for now we don't know exactly what's happening, but maybe later we'll get to know what's going on at the dressing room. But Xabi Alonso has said it so many times that he wants Rodrigo in the team, and he's talking to him currently. He's trying to get him back mentally into the team, because if you look at the way he played when he was subbed in S3, it wasn't convincing. You see that there's some elements of Rodrigo that is missing in him while he was playing. Vinicius was subbed out and he was brought in, and he played in his preferred position. So it's not as if there's this Madrid. Some of these Madrid fans will tell you that Rodrigo's preferred position is left wing. Madrid is always playing on the right side, so that's why he's not giving his best and all that. When he was something, he played at the left side, and you see Arnold will pass the ball to him. Sometimes he doesn't even get to control the ball. So there is definitely something going on, and I think maybe there's tendency that he might move before the end of the transfer window. I don't know, but what I know is that, to me as a Madrid fan, I like Rodrigo in that. I want to see Rodrigo in that team. Like I told you, I think there was this time that I told you about Rodrigo. He's one of the most underrated players in that team. One. Secondly, he's one of the most versatile players in that team too, because only Rodrigo, I think, can play so far. Maybe Mbappe, maybe you can use Mbappe, but only Rodrigo can play as a right winger, left winger, center forward, false nine, attacking midfielder. Even right or left midfielder, Rodrigo can play there. So he's the player that has all these qualities that I've just mentioned. So this is a player that you just cannot allow him to just leave the team. Just find a way and put him back into the team. And I think one of the reasons why the speculations continue to grow is because he's not playing, he's not starting. And if you look at the formation, if you look at how the team is playing, like Gonzalo Garcia is doing well. So I don't see any reason why Xabi Alonso should drop him and start Rodrigo and Vinicius up front. So far, the boy has...
Are you trying to tell me that if Mbappe comes back, they will not drop, what's his name?
You will drop him, but you cannot see the level that Mbappe was our top goal scorer last season. So you cannot compare him with Rodrigo. That's just it. You cannot compare him with Rodrigo. Rodrigo last season was one of his worst seasons as a Madrid player. And like I said some time ago, the excuse that he wasn't rated well or something, that one not fly, to me especially, not fly. Because Ancelotti was using him like almost game in, game out, whether he's on form, he's not on form. Ancelotti was using him almost every game. So there was no excuse for him. There was no excuse for him not to perform that last season. So coming into this season, maybe he feels that he wants to go somewhere and shine or something. Then if he feels that that's the best choice for him, then he should go. I think if Madrid can allow a player of Cristiano Ronaldo's profile to live without any drama, then I don't think Madrid will hold on to any player to hold on to any player against his will. That's just it.
Okay, so finally, before we go, you guys have qualified to the round of 16. Congratulations. And you guys qualified top of the group. And when I checked the round 16 fixture, you guys will be playing Juventus.
Juventus.
Yeah. I think I think against European sides now, you guys are going to beat European sides. But your problem is the other side, the Saudi Arabia side and the other side, or this other continents. But I don't want us to talk about the Juventus Real Madrid game here on this show. Maybe we'll do a preview for that. But just a minute, what do you have to say about the fixture? Just 1 minute. What do you have to say about that fixture? Just a minute.
Yeah, honestly, I before the draws before the match, I wanted Juventus, and my reason is that to an extent I'm just tired. I'm tired of playing Man City. Like I think for the past 3 to 4 or 5 seasons we've been playing Man City. I don't know, maybe 3 times or so. So I just want us to play, another team. I just wanted us to play another team. If you look at how the table was then, if we had finished second, we would have played. It was more like a 50-50 because we didn't know what the result was going to be between Juventus and Man City. So if we had finished second and maybe should I say Juventus won beat Man City now, would have ended up playing should I say is it Man City or so? So what I'm trying to say is that I wanted to play Juventus. And again, if you look at that side, they have that other side of the table. They have the PSG, Bayern Munich, Dortmund.
Don't worry, we'll do a preview.
I don't even want to look at.
We'll do a preview on that. We'll do a preview on your game against Juventus. I just wanted a short.
So, but lastly, let me just say this about the entire match. Like, this is just like I said earlier. This is like the third match as Xabi Alonso is managing Madrid, and so far so good. With every game, the team in general has been improving. Every player in the department has been improving. Because he has been giving them instructions, and as we have seen, gradually these players are picking up on the instructions given to them. So I want to, Gonzalo Garcia, and I don't know if I've said this before. Like one of the problems I had with Carlo Ancelotti is that issue of not giving those young players.
Bye. You still want to talk about Ancelotti?
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me close now. Just a minute, please. Just a minute. So if what I'm trying to say is that these players, whenever you give them the chance, you see what they are able to give. Nobody expected that Gonzalo Garcia would be able to rack up in group stage of Club World Cup to get 2 goals, 1 assist. I think he's the top performer so far in that Madrid team. So this is what happens when you give these young players chance. So regardless that when Kylian Mbappe comes out, going to be dropped, but I believe he's not going to be dropped entirety, where he will just be dropped on the bench and not to even have some minutes to play. So generally, every player, to me, I just feel that every professional football player nowadays is an average player. What makes him that perfect player is when you continue to trust him, you give him that playing time, and you give him instructions, he develops, and then he give you what you want. That's just what I want to think.
All right, Hamisu, thank you very much for joining me. See you next time.
Thank you.